Welcome back to the Verdict Zone, the place where we dissect the conflicts that leave families fractured and friendships in ruins. Today's story is a heartbreaking one from a viewer we'll call Chloe. For 2 years, Chloe lived in a perfect roommate situation with her boyfriend Alex and his brother David. They were a tight-knit trio, but a year ago that harmony was shattered when David's long-distance girlfriend, Maya, moved in. What followed was a year of escalating tension, culminating in a schism that has now torn Alex's entire family in two. This story is a masterclass in passive aggression, bizarre accusations, and the kind of domestic drama that feels like a slow-motion train wreck. We're going to walk through this step by step, from the first crack in the foundation to the final nuclear fallout that has left a family completely broken. So buckle up, because this is one of the most intense roommate stories we have ever covered. Initially, Chloe and Maya were friends. The four of them got along, and things seemed okay. But the dynamic shifted almost immediately after Maya moved in. And the first major point of conflict, the first real sign of trouble, involved something small and fuzzy: a kitten. Chloe got a new kitten, and while it got along just fine with Maya's own cat, Maya developed this intense, almost paranoid fixation on it. It wasn't just about the kitten getting into her room if she left the door open. Maya became convinced that this tiny, 10-week-old kitten was maliciously targeting her belongings. She claimed it was intentionally swatting her expensive perfumes off the shelf and scratching her doorframe with some kind of sinister plan. She once demanded that Chloe train her tiny kitten to not enter her room even after she herself had left the door wide open, which led to a small figurine breaking. Chloe, trying to keep the peace in her own home, spent months walking on eggshells. She over-accommodated, she apologized. She did everything she could to soothe Maya's strange anxieties about this kitten. But appeasement rarely works. And this was just the beginning of a much deeper problem that was about to boil over. The real issue festered just beneath the surface. For 6 long months, while Chloe and her boyfriend Alex were juggling full-time work and school, Maya, who was home all day, did virtually no housework. She never touched a broom, never loaded the dishwasher, never cleaned a single common area. Not once. And her boyfriend, David, influenced by her behavior, started getting lazier and lazier, leaving Chloe and Alex to pick up all the slack. Feeling completely overwhelmed and exhausted, Chloe decided to call a calm house meeting. She didn't want to point fingers or start a fight. She simply suggested a chore rotation, a fair system where everyone contributes. The reaction was immediate and defensive. When Chloe gently pointed out some dried BBQ sauce that had been sitting on the counter for days, they denied it was theirs. Maya then turned on Chloe, accusing her of attacking her for simply asking for a clean kitchen. David reluctantly agreed to help, but his help was followed by weeks of giving Chloe the silent treatment. The message was clear: any attempt to ask for basic cleanliness would be treated as a personal attack, and she would be punished for it. The situation hit its absolute peak with the litter box. Maya's one and only chore, the single thing she was responsible for, was her own cat's litter box, which was kept in the shared laundry room. She let it go for an entire week without cleaning it. An entire week. The smell was becoming unbearable. When Chloe politely asked her to please scoop it daily, Maya's response was a stunning display of entitlement. She told Chloe, "If it bothers you, you do it." This was immediately followed by a barrage of text messages where Maya accused Chloe of bullying her. The list of grievances she sent was bizarre and nonsensical. She even brought up a time Chloe had kindly offered them dinner when they were sick, somehow twisting this act of kindness into an insult. The passive aggression was constant and suffocating. After one argument, Maya got blackout drunk, then blamed the anxiety Chloe had supposedly caused her. And in a final ridiculous twist, she accused Chloe's kitten of throwing up in her shoe. It was a spiral of blame-shifting and gaslighting that left Chloe completely bewildered. How do you reason with someone who refuses to live in reality? After a massive blow-up, they all agreed to just be civil for the remainder of the lease. A false peace settled over the apartment. For a few weeks they were polite. They even shared a few jokes in the kitchen. Chloe, ever the optimist, thought they had finally turned a corner, that they could at least coexist until the lease was up. Then, the final blow landed, and it was a nuclear bomb, Out of nowhere, David and Maya cancelled their attendance at Alex and David's own grandfather's funeral. Their reason? They couldn't stand pretending to like Chloe and Alex. Alex was, justifiably, furious and confronted his brother about this cruel and disrespectful act. In response, David and Maya announced they were leaving what they called an abusive environment. They moved out in 2 days, flipped them off on their way out the door, and stuck Chloe and Alex with the entire rent and all the remaining bills. They've been completely blocked on all platforms ever since. The betrayal was absolute. Now the damage is complete and has spread like a virus through Alex's entire family. The annual family Christmas trip to the cabin, a decades-long tradition, is on the verge of being cancelled because the family is split right down the middle. The siblings are divided, forced to choose sides in a conflict they didn't even witness. And here is the kicker. Some family members are now blaming Chloe for starting the whole thing. They claim she was being nitpicky about chores and that she should have just let it go. She's left questioning everything, wondering if her simple attempt to have a clean, respectful home was the match that lit this entire family on fire. So, we put it to you, the jury of the verdict zone. Is Chloe the asshole here? Was she justified in demanding basic respect and contribution in her own home? Or did her actions, however well-intentioned, trigger a chain reaction that destroyed a family's peace? We need your judgment. Deliver your verdict in the comments below. And if you're living through a similar domestic war that's tearing your family apart, we want to hear from you. Send your full story to the link in the description. You could be featured on the next episode of The Verdict Zone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the comments.